Are we live? I think we're live, people! Hey, everybody, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 here. Welcome for the first time in a good number of years to the Linux Coffee House. I will get started in just a few minutes, but just as always, people, house cleaning. If you enjoy these live streams just as much as I do, then smash that like button, ring that notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Um, it's been a very long time since I did one of these. I'm trying this out on Jitsi today, just to see how it works. Coffee, by the way. Just to see how this works. If it doesn't work out very well, we'll try something else, whether it's StreamYard or I may experiment with EVMux, um, just to name a few. I just want to see if we are live streaming at all, just to see what's going on. Okay, so I know on Jitsi I'm coming in okay, but on YouTube it looks like I'm a little behind. So if the stream is a little behind, everybody, I apologize. I'm doing what I can. Okay. All right. I'll get started in a few minutes. Just hang on, just hang tight. I gotta get my Wi-Fi phone just so I can make sure that the stream is coming in okay on other devices. Okay, it's a little cold in here today, so I got a blanket. Okay, let me just make sure that the stream is coming in okay on here. Go to my library. Go to my channel. Go to my channel. Yep, we're coming in okay. Perfect. All right, I was just checking and we're coming in a-okay. So, once again, got to drink coffee. I will be looking at the live chat over time. In fact, since I got the Wi Fi phone here, I might as well look at the live chat on here. Why not? Okay. Let me just re enter the chat. There we go. Perfect. I got the live chat up. So we'll get started in a few minutes, people. And once I get started, I will read some Linux news articles to you all and drink coffee and talk to you all at the same time. Once again, um, it's a little weird using Jitsi. I'm trying to make sure everything is perfect. It's the first time I've ever done a Linux coffee house using Jitsi. because in the past I would use either Google Hangouts or something else. So we're it's an experiment for today. Let's just say that. Um, one thing I do want to go over before I get started, though, is I do have a few announcements to tell you all. Let me pull up my StreamYard schedule. Let me see. The next EnnoPro Duel Night plus Open Chat is July 5th, 5 p.m. The Pop! OS Live install is July 3rd, 5 p.m. The RPG Video Games Open Chat is July 14th, 5 p.m. The second EnnoPro Duel Night for this month is July 10th, 5 p.m. And July 16th, 3 p.m. is the live installation of Slackware. So that's pretty much what we got. What all is scheduled for the month. I also wanna let you all know that the reason why no content was coming out this week is because, well, why content wasn't out last week hardly is because I've been recovering from surgery over the last 2 weeks, so that's why content hasn't been pushed out as much. My recovery is almost completed. Um, Once I am fully healed, normal content, video content will be resuming normally, hopefully this upcoming week. I can't make any guarantees, but I'm hoping. I got to do what the doctor tells me to do. But I do have some good news for you all. The cosplay my secondary channel, the cosplay channel, will at long last get some content pushed out. Saturdays and Sundays is the official schedule now. Um, so you'll get so you'll get you'll get one cosplay video on Saturday and one cosplay video Sunday. I wanted to make the video uploading schedule different from my other channel. Whereas on my normal channel it's 2 videos Tuesday, 2 videos Thursday. I decided to do a one-and-one approach. So that's pretty much what I've gone with. Um, also, another thing besides the cosplay channel that I wanted you all to know about is a long time ago. I mentioned that I would be doing an interview an interview show. Um, I am going to try to get that interview show off. I'm going to try to get the interview show off of the um, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to try to get the interview show off of the ground, and hopefully within the next month or two, August or September, the first interview for my new interview show will be on my channel. And I hope you all are going to be excited and look forward to it. I don't know who I'm planning to interview yet. It can be any. It can be pretty much literally anybody. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh duelist that I know. It could be a Linux person. Who knows? As long as it's within the Linux Tech Yu-Gi-Oh content um, um, uh, stuff that I do on this channel. Linux Tech Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm looking at the live chat here. I see one person and one person is watching currently. That's good. But if by some chance later on you see this live stream as a replay, I would appreciate it if you tune in, listen to these news articles. And if you want to see any further content, please by all means subscribe to my channel, because once my recovery from my surgery is completed, content will be resuming at a normal schedule. Anywho, the 5 minutes has officially expired. I will now share my screen. There we go. I will now share my screen to start the news segment. So I can do a tab right here. Okay, perfect. All right, let me just check my phone again to make sure this is coming along good. Let me just check my phone again to make sure this is coming along good. All right, coming in perfectly. Okay, so what I want to do is do that. All right, let's pick a Linux article, shall we? Let's see. You know what? I think we're gonna go with this article first. Why not? Okay. So I'm just doing that for a minute. Oh, am I still sharing? Whoops! Accidentally turned it off. Sorry. Let me share it again, people. I am so sorry about that. I'm just getting used to this. I apologize. There we go. Okay. All right, here's our first Linux article. Apple Studio Display Linux driver published to control the backlight. An independent developer has posted a free and open source Linux driver to review in order to handle the Apple Studio Display backlight control under Linux. The Apple Studio Display uses a Thunderbolt interface for display but lacks any hardware controls. Thus, a USB interface is caused by the monitor for controlling attributes like the display backlight brightness. Julius Zend posted the Apple BL USB driver for review for this Apple USB backlight driver that initially supports the Apple Studio Display. This driver isn't needed for basic functionality of the display itself, but it's wanting to manage the backlight brightness given the lack of physical button controls. This simple driver to control the Apple's Studio display brightness is just under 300 lines of new code. This driver is out for review on the kernel mailing list and could be mainlined soon if no issues are raised. The Apple Studio Display itself is impressive for a 5K resolution for the 27-inch display 600 night brightness, 12 megapixel ultra wide video web camera, and built-in 6 speaker system. But the cost of the base model is 1599 USD. I will say the display does look really nice. I will say that. Yes, it does. Okay. Let me drink my coffee again. Let me check the chat. Let me make sure that my stream is working properly. Driver. Let me make sure my stream is working properly. Perfect. All right, it's working properly. Nice. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Just wanted to make sure my screen was fully corrected. Let's see what other articles should I read up here? Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. GIMP 3.0 release candidates hope for this year. There has been hopes of seeing the GIMP 3.0 release in 2023, or at least release candidates. GIMP developers recently finished a week-long meetup, and it's looking like they may be on track for at least beginning the GIMP 3.0 release candidate phase this year. GIMP 3.0 has remained quite elusive and in the works for the past decade as the much anticipated port to GTK free and a host of other enhancements to this free and open source alternative to Adobe Photoshop. For the first time since 2019, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, GIMP developers were able to meet in person for their Wilbur Week as a week-long meetup of the key developers. The meetup took place at the Blender Foundation headquarters in Amsterdam. The GIMP developers discussed and worked on a variety of improvements and bug fixes. Plans for a possible GIMP Foundation were also discussed as a proper entity for the GIMP software. As per progress on GIMP 3.0, there is still hope of seeing GIMP 3.0 release candidates this year. A GIMP 2.99.16 development release is being worked on currently, and following that is the possibility of seeing the first release candidate if everything works out well. Those wishing to find out more about the latest GIMP happenings on their Amsterdam meeting can find the details. Can find details in full over on the GIMP.org blog. Very good. Hopefully, people, we do see GIMP 3.0. That would be nice. Okay. Okay. Oh, looks like I'm out of coffee. Let me go get some more, and I will be right back, people. Stay tuned for more news articles. Be right back. Okay, let's see here. Coffee, there we go. Okay, people, I'm back. Sorry for the long wait. Had to make myself a nice cup of coffee. And now the coffee house can resume. Checking the live feed here. I am not seeing anybody in the live chat. But, that's okay. I'm sure someone will pop in eventually. Okay, let's see here. All right, what article do I want to read next here? Let's see, something that'll catch my attention. I think we'll do this one here. How long is this article? Oh, perfect. All right. OpenZFS 2.2 release candidate 1 brings Linux container support, Blake-free checksums, and block cloning. While OpenZFS 3.0 has been talked about for a few years with macOS support, it doesn't appear to be on the immediate horizon, and the OpenZFS 2.2 release is being worked on currently for providing a few new features to the free and open source ZFS file system implementation on Linux and FreeBSD systems. Out ahead of the release of the U.S. holiday weekend is OpenZFS 2.2 release candidate 1 to make for some exciting testing. New features of OpenZFS 2.2 found in today's release candidate is fully adaptive ARC eviction, block cloning, scrub error log, Linux container support, Blake-free checksums, and corrective ZFS received support. The Linux container support for OpenZFS 2.2 includes ID mapped mounts in the user namespace, overlay FS support, and Linux namespace um, delusion support. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. The performance results of using Blake-free hatching compared to algorithms is quite impressive, especially with Blake-free supporting AVX2 and AVX512 optimized modes. The OpenZFS Blake-free performance is similar to EDON-R, but without caveats. The block cloning support for OpenZFS allows for cloning a file or a subset of its blocks to another file or the same file by creating additional references to the data blocks, but not copying the data itself. Block cloning is also described as a fast manual deduplication. Downloads and more details on OpenZFS 2.2 Release Candidate 1 are available via GitHub. OpenZFS 2.2 Release Candidate 1 supports Linux 3.10 to Linux 6.3 kernel usage and FreeBSD 12.2 plus compatibility. Okay, that is it for that. Let's go to the next article here. I think we'll do this one. Linux 6.5 continues making preparations for Wi-Fi 7, enabling new hardware. The Linux 6.5 networking subsystem changes include more preparations around the ongoing Wi-Fi 7 wireless standard, as well as bringing up support for a number of newer network adapters. Over the past year, Intel engineers have been doing a lot for the Wi-Fi 7 support under Linux to benefit their IWL Wi-Fi driver for their forthcoming 802.11be chipsets. A lot of the enablement work has been around Wi-Fi 7's multi-link operation mode. Wi-Fi 7 multi-link operation allows devices to simultaneously send and receive data across multiple frequency bands and channels. Mm, Uh, MLO allows 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz bands to all be simultaneously used with supported hardware. With Linux 6.5, more MLO code is now in place. The Intel Wi-Fi driver in Linux 6.5 has also seen a major update for dealing with new device firmware and enabling MLO mode. The IWL Wi-Fi driver can now be supported. Can now support segmented PNVM images and power tables, as well as a new platform antenna gain feature. Some of the other Wi-Fi happenings for this new kernel include the Qualcomm 802.11ax driver, adding more multiple basic service set identifier support and enhanced MBSSID advertisement, EMA, and the AP mode. A factory test mode feature has also been added to the ATH11K driver. The Realtek RTW89 driver, meanwhile, adds RSSI-based antenna diversity and support for the UNII4 channels on the 6 gigahertz band. Lastly, the Realtek RT8XXXU driver, or Triple X driver, to make it short, has added AP mode support and support for USB RX aggregation with new USB chipsets. Some of the new networks hardware support in Linux 6.5 includes the Realtek RTL 8192 FU driver, 2.4 gigahertz BGN mode, of course, 2 T2R 300 megabytes per second. The Realtek RTL 8723DS SDIO variant, and the Realtek RTL 8851BE when it comes to wireless ASICs. New wired hardware support for Linux 6.5 includes the Synosize EMAC4 Marvel 88E6 361 um, 8-port switches. Marvel 88E6 250 7 switches microchip. LAN 8651 revision B0 size, and MediaTek MT7981, MT7988 built-in 1GE size. This usually huge Linux 6.5 networking subsystem update also brings numerous BP additions, dynamic interrupt allocation for the Intel 100G driver, active scanning, and IEEE 82.15.4 per VMA locking for page flipping. TCP receives zero copy handling, support for auto-generating a user space C library for various netlink families, socket busy polling for config RT, and reworking the SAN page and Spice implementations. More details on many networking updates in Linux 6.5 via this Git merge. Okay, that's it for that article. Let me look up another one. Let's do another one. Uh, uh, okay, I think the next article we're going to do. Let me go down here. Oh, here we go. System 76 launches Nebula PC cases for DIY builds. For those that have been fans of System 76 Filio desktop computer cases but prefer building your own systems, System 76 today officially launched their Nebula line of PC cases. System 76 is now offering up Nebula as their own computer cases manufactured in-house out of Colorado, and is inspired by their Filio cases that have been manufacturing the past five. They have been manufacturing for the past 5 years. The case design is free and open source, space optimized, and optimized for effective cooling. With the U.S., small quantity manufacturing through the cases do not come cheap. The basic Nebula 19 model starts out at 199 US dollars. For the mini ITX case, $269. For the Nebula 36 Micro ATX desktop case, and then $329 for the Nebula 49 as their largest case for both ATX and EATX motherboards. The System 76 Nebula will be available in the US and shipping to over 800 countries The cases, they just sure do look nice, though. I unfortunately haven't had any hands-on with the Nebula case, but at least for the System 76 Filio, their manufacturing and build definitely are top-notch. More details on the System 76 cases via system76.com. Very nice. I mean, I will say the cases look really nice. I mean, for those who are wanting to build their own Linux gaming rigs, or just or at least build an affordable Linux gaming desktop, or an office laptop, a server, this is perfect for that. I mean, look at this. I mean, you got 3 different sizes of models here. I mean, this is just amazing. Good for you, System 76. Okay. All right. I'm going to look for one more article, people, and then I will give a 5-minute warning to wrap things up here. Here we go. Here's our final article for the Linux Coffee House. NVIDIA Shield controller driver, Xbox Rumble support for Linux 6.5. The HID subsystem updates have been submitted for the ongoing Linux 6.5 merge window. Most notable is NVIDIA contributing a Linux kernel driver 6 years late for their Shield controller. A few months ago, an NVIDIA engineer began working on an upstream focused Linux driver for their 2017 Shield controller. The driver initially supports the NVIDIA Thunderstrike Shield 2017 controller, with the thinking that other Shield peripherals could also be supported by this driver in the future. After some refinements, the NVIDIA Shield driver was picked up by the HID Next and is now submitted this week for mainline integration in the Linux 6.5 kernel. It's not clear why NVIDIA is only now working on this driver and getting it upstreamed a half-decade later, unless perhaps they are working on a next-generation Shield and wanting to extend this driver to support their future iterations of the hardware. In any event, the NVIDIA Shield driver for their 2017 controller will be found in mainline at long last. Meanwhile, the HID poll also brings Rumble support for newer Xbox controllers, thanks to the work by Google in collaboration with Microsoft's Xbox team. Another story of better late than never. The HID subsystem updates for Linux 6.5 also include some AMD Sensor Fusion Hub updates for Ryzen laptop users, Arrow Lake PCI device IDs for the Intel ISH HID driver, a quirk for the HP Elite Presenter mouse, and supporting the Asus AOG Z13 keyboard via the Asus driver. The full set of HID feature updates for Linux 6.5 can be found via this poll. All right. All right, that is pretty much it for the articles for today's Linux Coffee House. I will stop sharing my screen right now, and I will give it about 5 minutes, and then we will wrap things up here. I want to thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoy these live streams just as much as I do, then smash that like button, ring-a-ding that notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Just a heads up one more time, like I said in the beginning of the stream, there's a whole bunch of events that I told you about that are going to be going on over the next couple of days and weeks, so keep a lookout for all those. The next Linux Coffee House will be next Saturday. I want to try to get the Linux Coffee House on a Saturday morning schedule. Every Saturday, 10 p.m. So that's how we're going to do this. Saturdays at 10 p.m. Saturdays 10 a.m. Sorry, I said 10 p.m. just a few seconds ago. I am so sorry about that. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. So yeah, Linux Coffee House is officially back on a schedule. Saturdays, 10 a.m. So the next one will be in the same format. Five, five Linux related articles, and talking to you guys in the live chat, drinking coffee. That is the philosophy of the Linux Coffee House. Okay, let me just close this. Now the one thing I also want to bring to attention is while I've been down for recovery from my surgery, I have also been tinkering with my computers here and there. Um, my um, um, my Linux production machine over there that is now running Zorin OS, and so is the little Lenovo ThinkPad right there. The computer you see on top of the ThinkPad, though, is an HP laptop that I have just recently converted into a Chromebook. That's right, I am running Chrome OS Flex on the thing with a Debian Linux environment completely activated, and the last 2 days experimenting with Chrome OS Flex has been nothing short but amazing. The Linux support runs beautifully. I got the Brave browser, Genie, a mouse pad. I got Flatpak enabled in order to pull down Flatpaks. Um, it's just been nothing short but amazing. I mean, to me, Chrome OS Flex, in my honest opinion, is definitely a global Linux standard for the masses. For the Windows users who need an option, I would recommend Chrome OS Flex to any Windows user who's wanting to get away from Microsoft. Or if you want other options to switch to, I would recommend Linux Mint, Zorin OS, um, for Linux Mint, either XFCE or Mate. Those are my two recommendations for Linux Mint, along with Zorin OS. Um, Endeavor OS is another option. It's basically Arch Linux, but it's very friendly, very easy to understand. You can set it up the way you want. Um, that's pretty much my recommendations for Windows users who are wanting to get off the Windows platform, or even Mac users who are wanting to get off of that platform. There's your options. Because as we all know, Windows is getting cuckoo, Mac OS is getting cuckoo, and that's why, in my opinion, giving you guys some recommendations. This way, you can not only further protect your privacy and security, but you can get your real work done. Your office work, your server work, your gaming. Linux Linux has your back. It really does have your back when it comes to these objectives. I mean, I've been using Linux since 2018, and it has just changed my life. From a privacy and security perspective, I was hooked on day one that I switched. But anywho, that is pretty much it for this for this edition of the Linux Coffee House. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, so much for coming. The next Linux Coffee House is next Saturday at 10 a.m. But until then, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 saying see you later. Have a good rest of your day, people, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye for now.